Okay, this is the Symbaroum core rulebook. As I said in the introductory video, we're going to be doing a Symbaroum solo with ChatGPT. So we're going to be looking at the core rulebook and the advanced core rulebook. And we'll probably spend a few videos doing this. Might maybe spend more than one just on the core rulebook. There we go. On my thumbnails back. So this first section of the core rulebook talks about the world of Symbaroum. So Symbaroum is a Swedish word. I don't know exactly what it means. I think it's referring to the Old Kingdom. And this is a die 20 roll under. And then we have a player's guide, which is, basically what we're going to focus on, making the character. And the GM's guide, and then an adventure. And we're going to go on this adventure, the Promised Land, and then we're going to go on a module from it's for Imagine RPG, but we're going to convert it to Symbaroum, and it's kind of a little murder mystery. All right, Symbaroum is waiting. So this is just an introduction to role playing here. Okay, the world of Symbaroum. And this art that's throughout here, in the DM's guide and the monster manual, all of them is very Dark Souls. Like it very much. Welcome to Symbaroum. Or to be precise, welcome to the region that in ancient times was ruled by the civilization of Symbaroum, an empire that by all accounts was advanced in the areas of architecture, spirituality, magical schooling, and the arts, a culture that without doubt suffered a both rapid and brutal downfall. So the return of the Queen. The Queen has returned. And we'll look. There's the area, Ambria and Davokar. So the Queen's returned, and this area down here is Ambria. You can see here it says Davokar. There's barbarians that live up in Davokar, and they don't get along. They don't like the Queen. So the Ambria people are called the Queen's folk. And see, there's Indaros. I'm pretty sure that's the capital. So this is the Ambria area, and it goes into the woods here, and then as we get deeper into the woods, and over here on the west, that's like the barbarian tribes. And there's corruption in the forest. You can see here the green on the outside. That's like a safe area. And then as you go towards the center, it gets darker. There's a little corruption. And then in the center, there's a lot of darkness. There's a lot of corruption in there. So a good overview here. Different factions, right? The nobility, the barbarian clans, Church of Prios, Magic, the Queen's Army, the Iron Pact. So let's go over the factions real quickly. The pages aren't turning. There we go. So Ambria is a hierarchical society. It's divided into 7 duchies, which are divided into smaller domains. Ranked first among the noble families is the royal house of Kohinoor, personified by Corinthia Nightbane, and 5 of Ambria's 6 dukes, all related to the queen, closely related. Queen Corinthia, the queen of the land. Head held high, and with unwavering confidence, Queen Corinthia carries the hope and sorrow of her people. She was not more than 12 years old when King Inadar died on the battlefield, but she did not hesitate to pick up where he left off. She inherited his mount, the legendary Master. She had his broken lance restored, and she led the forces of light on a 10-year-long counteroffensive against the armies of the night. 2 years before the end of the war, Master died, gravely wounded by a poisoned spearhead, and Corinthia was taken captive. The enemy celebrated without understanding that he had engineered his own demise. The desire to rescue the captured queen gave her knights such valor that not even death magic could make them falter. Corinthia was freed from her prison and commanded a decimated battalion of Templars in the decisive assault on the Dark Lord's fortress. The years of captivity and the death of her homeland have not broken Corinthia's spirit. Sure, her lacerated face is nowadays covered by a mask of glazed porcelain, but she is still the same, a triumphant warrior queen, given the honorary title Night Vane for her victory over the dark. The rumors claiming her to be weak or even dying are the ones declaring that she actually died in captivity and that the woman behind the mask is someone else, are never spoken except in wheezing whispers and in the company of very close friends. And then here we have a list of the royal people, the relatives of the queen. And then we have barbarian clans. All the different barbarian clans. The Church of Prios, headed by Grand Master Seldonio. Many a master fell victim to the Great War. Seldonio survived because he was the head of the order, and therefore was needed at the war council far from the front line. Exactly how old he is, he probably does not know himself, but under the name Seldonio, he appears in epics composed nearly 2 centuries ago. And even if some people blame him for having acted like a coward during the war, there is hardly anyone who doubts that he counts among the mightiest mystics in Ambria. But most powerful he is not. 3 other masters of the order made it through the war alive. The Stormweaver Varial, Cullinan of the Dead House of Furia, and probably mightiest of all, the Mind Warper, Eleonora Yellowcat. It is said that these 3 pushed through the relocation of the headquarters to Agrella against Seldonio's will. They wished for peace and quiet and time for studies, and have no sympathy for the Grand Master's interest in Ambria's men and beasts. This has resulted in a situation where Seldonio spends more time at the chapter in Andaros than he does in his chamber in Agrella. And if one is to believe what is whispered among adepts and novices, this may very well mean that Sidonio's days as the head of the order are numbered. And Ordo Magica is the most prominent order for magic schools. Here's talking about the Queen's Army, the Iron Pack. The elves speak of the Iron Pack, but exactly what that is and what function such an alliance would serve is highly debatable. According to legends told of the taverns of Indaros, the elf wardens of Davokar claim that the human race consented to leave in the forest in their care and swore never to set foot in the depths of Davokar again. This promise is supposed to have been endorsed by a long list of human rulers, including Corinthia's forefather Argallo and the ancestors of the current clan chiefs, Rabamon and Razamon. Razamaman. It is also said that the human rulers gave the elf lord Inanio a gift to seal the treaty 6,000 rings of iron. Among the barbarians, there are some legends which can be interpreted as proof of the existence and legitimacy of the Iron Pact. On the other hand, they could be as well based on lies told of the barbarians by devious pointy ears. Evidently, the Ambrian nobility have opted to put their faith in the latter interpretation, even though the elves every day make good on the threat to seek vengeance on humans who violate the treaty. Okay, Dabakar. So that's the forest. To produce a summarized account of Dabakar Forest is a challenge, partly because of its varied and changeable character, partly because so much of it is yet to be reliably mapped. For centuries, the barbarian clans have kept to the outer areas of the forest, from the edge to about 4 days' march inwards. The reason for this is said to be twofold. On one hand, the outskirts contain all they need in terms of prey and useful plants. On the other hand, they abide by a long list of strict taboos that ban them from entering the deep. The witches claim that Davokar is sleeping, that the forest must not be disturbed, that death and destruction will follow if the edicts are violated. Mm-hmm. Explorer's license. So, if you're in Ambria and you wish to venture into Davokar, you must obtain an explorer's license, formerly known as License for Travels in and Explorations of Davokar Forest. Can be bought on a monthly or annual basis. The bigger the group, the higher the cost. So it's against the law to go into the forest without a permit. Here's a group's cost per month, cost per year for your permit. And then dark Davokar. That's where the corruption is. Traveling in Davokar. Great art. Symbar. It is said that all barbarians in the Davokar region stem from the same civilization, an empire called Symbaroum, that supposedly had its high seat located in what today is the center of Davokar. The legends about the fall of Symbaroum are numerous, most of them variations on theme, that its last emperor angered some form of supreme being and thereby caused the empire's ruin. Many dream of finding the heart of Symbaroum, called Symbar, by witches and barbarians. Many have tried, but as yet no one has succeeded. Or to be precise, no one has yet returned with credible and publicly announced stories about a successful expedition to Symbaroum. But that did not deter fortune hunters from planning and launching new expeditions, led by men and women who all claimed to have irrefutable evidence to guide them. Because as long as the tales about Symbaroum's treasure outweigh the stories about its horrors, the allure of the myth will live on and claim life after life after life. And this will hold here. There we go. This will hold one of the major holds. Dars is a capital. I said I thought in Dars was a capital. The cliffs of Karvasti. It's Karvos. And then we have the player's guide. So I'm going to save the player's guide section for the next video.